Hi, everyone. Lisa Avila here, business strategist and coach. And today we are here for another Truth Talk. And I am with Holl-lee Lawrence. She is a therapist and the owner of Embrace Wellness. Welcome, Holly.
Thank you, Lisa, so much for having me.
Yay. I'm so glad you're here. And I can't wait to dive into all things wellness and what you've got going on.
Whew.
All right. So, do you want to tell us a little bit about what you do and who you serve?
Sure, I would love to.
Okay. Great.
Okay, so I am a licensed marriage and family therapist. I have been practicing for a decade and a half. I got my perinatal mental health certification after COVID started. I retired from working for the county and I started my own business. And then 3 months later, COVID hit, and I had just had my second son. And my world was kind of turned on its head. And I really, really struggled with perinatal anxiety. And I recognized if I am a licensed marriage and family therapist and I am drowning, like, I don't know who else might be struggling. And so it really became dear to my heart. I took a big 4 hour certification test, and then I've been
Ooh.
exclusively working mostly with people going through pregnancy, after delivery, perinatal mood disorders, infertility. And I kept seeing over and over again people saying, I need more connection. This is really isolating. I'm with these children all day long, but I still feel disconnected. I miss my old life. I miss my old body. And so in January, I started a wellness business called Embrace Wellness. And we have a fitness program called Whole Mama Fitness. And yeah, that's kind of where I'm at now.
Wow.
Yeah.
You are doing so much for the community. I see you on Instagram all the time with these different events that you're doing and all these mamas that you're helping. And it's beautiful. It's so needed.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I love it. When, so the way that I started this business was all of last year, I had a lot of health concerns going on. It was never diagnosable. And so we finally like realized it was stress. And I was doing so much for like seeing way too many clients. I was just burning myself out with my kiddos, trying to do all these things that didn't really bring me that much joy, but they were familiar and they were what I was supposed to be doing. And
Mm-hmm.
I finally had an aha moment of there's nothing more important than my health. And if mama is well, everybody around her is well. And so I really like took a big inventory of how I was working, how I was living, how I was caring for my body, how I was parenting. And I said, I'm just going to start a new business and I'm going to do all the things in my business that I want to do for myself. And so it's been the greatest thing ever because my best friend is a personal trainer. She was down to start the fitness program with me. I've gotten to do all these community workshops, meet so many new people. It's just fantastic.
Wow. I always tell people, find your passion, turn that into a profit,
Yeah.
and you're doing exactly that. And I know it's not because of the profit, because I
No.
know you, but I mean, it certainly helps when
Yeah.
you have family to feed and things you want to do, right?
Yeah. It's because that was kind of my like, okay, how am I gonna like work out more with the schedule that I have, with how, young my kids still are and all of the things I like to do
Yeah.
for them. And so I was like, well, if I'm getting paid to work out and it's with the people that I want to be spending my time with anyway, isn't this like a triple win? And then our fitness program has like become this beautiful community village as well. And so like even if I wasn't getting paid for it, I would still be doing it because I'm obsessed. It's been the
Yeah.
greatest thing in my whole life, besides my children. But
On most days.
obviously, on most, oh yeah, except for right before bed,
Yeah.
and right before school, and when they're
All the
hungry,
things.
and
Yeah.
yeah.
Or when they become teenagers.
Oh
Just
bless. Yeah, yeah. No, that's. Sometimes I'm looking at my 4 year old just thinking like this is gonna be so interesting when you're doing the same stuff, but then you're like taller than me and like can drive. This will be really enjoyable. Yeah.
but you'll be prepared,
Yeah, and I'll have an
right?
even
Like,
stronger village by then because we're just gonna keep building it, and I can just send him to somebody else and say, I think you need to have a chat with him because I can't. Right?
there you go.
Yeah.
So I want to tell everyone that you are here in the North County,
Oh yes.
Central Coast of California, and so you are leading your fitness groups in, if I'm correct, in Atascadero and Templeton. Is that
Yes.
correct?
Yeah. So on
Okay.
Mondays we're at the park, Tom Germain Park, also called Bethel Park. It's past the
Hmm.
hospital on Los Tablas. And so that one,
Hmm.
you can bring any age kiddos as well. And
Nice.
so we have anywhere from like 1 year olds to 5 or 6 year olds. And then we're working out, playing music while they're playing. And then on Wednesdays, it's at S6 Karate Studio at 9 a.m. And that's in Atascadero in the Wildfields parking or Wildfields complex.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
by the brewery.
By the group, yeah. But it's always interesting because they're bumping their music in the morning and then we're bumping Whitney Houston. So it's like a very fun morning vibe. I'm sure the Chamber of Commerce like doesn't really love it so
Ah,
much, but it's
that's
we have a
hilarious.
blast.
Oh, you back?
Oh, I'm back.
Okay, there we
Yes.
go. Sometimes I use Riverside Studio, everyone, and sometimes it is fantastic for recording these, and then sometimes it's a little slow, but that's how tech works. So we're rolling with it.
Yes.
Uh, I wanted to ask you, Holly, do you consider yourself a mompreneur?
Well, I don't know what that means, but I believe yes. Please tell me
So,
what it is and then I'll tell you.
well, I've been asking people lately, do you consider yourself an entrepreneur or business owner? I mean, I find them to be very similar. Entrepreneur, you're kind of stepping outside of the box of having a business, I think, because you're creating your own ideas of what business looks like as opposed to, I don't know, just going and like opening a car wash, if that makes sense. But also like being a mother to me is a business. And so putting that together of the mompreneur. Is
Absolutely.
that a good
Yes.
explanation? Okay.
Like when I
All
proposed
right.
this
So
business to
so
my
you are a
husband,
mompreneur then, I
he said,
guess.
"You're already really busy. How will this, am I still lagging or can you hear me?"
You're back. It's
Okay.
good.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I came to him and I said, I have an idea. Like, I need to start doing all of these things for my own health, but I'd like to turn them into a business. And together we talked about it.
Mhm.
And he said, how can you make sure that it's adding more to our kids' lives and making you more available or more well, and not just like taking more energy than you're already spending on your current private practice business. And so I made sure to sit down intentionally and really consider what are the amount of hours that I could give to this business? What is the amount of funding
Mhm.
that I can give to this business? How will I know that it's worthwhile? How can I keep checking in with my family to make sure that they find me to be present and available and getting to do some of these things with me? Because that was the other part of why I really wanted to open this business, is because I can't bring my kids to work with me. There is, yes, one
Yeah.
time my son walked in on a session when he got dropped off by his friend and I was still at my office with a client, but like they're not supposed to come to work with me. And that's really hard. And so, like, now
Mhm.
I bring Jack every Monday to workouts. William comes with me to the Mom Walk Collective when we go on a hike. And so it's really beautiful because I guess I am a mompreneur because everything I'm doing is helping me be more well, including them, and then also building our local village stronger. And so they've got more friends and more mamas in their lives, more aunties. And so, absolutely. And I really like, I keep hearing from other people like, this is, seems to be the happiest you've ever been. Like, I really see the joy back in you. Like, you're not constantly ill or overwhelmed. And so, I guess,
Mhm.
yes, absolutely. I would consider myself a mompreneur.
Yeah. I love all of that. And I love that they get to see you in action. They get to see you helping your community and working. So I know I would drop my littles off at daycare,
Yeah,
all day, pick them up at 5:30, figure out what we were going to eat. And they just knew that mom was off at work, but they had no idea what I was doing.
right.
Right. So they get to see you creating something. And sometimes you do have to drop them off at daycare, and that's just
Yep.
the way it goes. But
Yeah.
being able to have your own thing and bring them with you sometimes,
Yeah.
that's nice. So
Yeah, like they'll
nice.
see Home Mama Fitness flyers and they'll like they'll point it out. They want me to make them shirts like my shirt. Like William says like he wants to have a whole kid fitness, like he's gonna run it. Like, and so it's really neat because they are into it. They give me suggestions. They tell me when one of my videos is dumb. Like they William helps me film stuff. Like the other day, my friend Bernice and I were filming something and we just couldn't get it right. And he goes, "Give me the phone, I'll do it." And sure enough, he took all of these reels for us, and they were awesome. So it's really, it's sometimes I
Oh
have
my
to bribe them
gosh.
a little bit of like, we have to do this really quick, and then we'll go get Pokemon cards. But like, they like to be part of it. They love to be involved. So
Oh,
yeah,
so great. They're little
yeah.
entrepreneurs as well.
Oh
And
yes,
having
they
the
have their
little
own
the
business actually, Lawrence Brothers Construction, and it's already up and running. They build all kinds of things.
See, there you
Yep.
go.
They're going to do what's the junior CEO program through the chamber? They're going to do it next time with their
Oh
construction
my
business. They're
gosh.
very excited. Yes.
That's
I
fantastic.
know. Keep them
Nice.
busy and then they'll stay out of trouble,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
And
Well,
I mean,
we can hope.
that was my old career, was working with teenagers at the county. So I'm very purposeful about if my kids can be rooted in this
Yes.
community, if they can be playing baseball, if they can be volunteering, if they can be seeing good stuff being done and they like it and they want to model that, then I am really, really, that's priceless to me. That if I know like so many people in our community and they're looking out for my kids and they've got eyes on them like that, maybe, I mean, they're still going to do dumb shit. There's no possible way
Yeah.
they won't. They come from me. I do dumb stuff. So, it's going to happen, but I feel purposeful about what I'm doing. So,
Yes. Yeah, no, that's fantastic. And, I will say, I mean, we are two white women talking about this, right? So this is a privilege for
100%.
sure
Yeah. Yes.
that we
And
are
I
able to
always
give
say that
this to
on
our
my
kids.
Instagram as well, of like, I recognize that I am a middle class white lady. So I'm going to always come from a place of privilege, but I also am really appreciative of what I'm able to offer given what I have, and that also I recognize that I'm very, very, very lucky and blessed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and you've worked hard to get where you are, right? And
Yeah,
I
I used to
appreciate
go
that
to
about
juvenile
you.
hall all the time and work with some really, really gnarly stuff. And yeah, I definitely
Yeah,
had some
but
trials by fire. I was not always a therapist in a pretty private practice office. And yeah,
right.
I worked in a
Yes.
closet at Fairgrove Elementary when I was a trainee. Like, they didn't have an office for me. So I was in the janitor's closet and I was like run a group in there for 4 kids. It was definitely not like
Excuse the
beautiful
mop and
downtown Atascadero. Yeah. It was, yep. I
but
don't
it
think I would
showed
still
like
do
it
that.
gave you no. But I mean, I worked for Cap Slow, so
Yep.
right, like we worked with county and all the different
Yeah.
things, and yeah, I mean, you see some stuff, but it
Yeah.
also like gives you empathy, and now you are taking that and giving back to your community. So I mean, we could have like a whole other chat sometime about our privilege, but what we're trying to do with it, and I don't see you as like sitting up here of like this is how you should be. What I love about you is that you're so authentic and you're snarky like me,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Sometimes I
And
don't
you're just
stop, think,
honest.
then speak. Sometimes I just speak and then I have to whoop,
But I
apologize
know
later.
from experience of watching you that people appreciate that, especially teenagers appreciate that because you're not that like stuffy, mean adult telling them what they should and shouldn't do, right? You're
Right.
sitting next to them, listening.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's what, we all need that. We all need someone to listen to us
Yeah.
safely.
Safely. Yeah. And in
Yeah.
my private practice, I take all insurances because I was doing private pay before. And I mean, I'm a big fan of therapy in any way, shape, or form that it can be accessible to all. But for me, I do take insurance because I believe it's something that people should be able to get for $15, because it is, if a mama is getting some therapy or a teenager is getting therapy and they're understanding what's going on and they're able to not be unkind to themselves or others and be well, then our whole community benefits.
Yes. Yes. We need more of that. Thank
Why
you
is it so
for doing the
laggy?
work. I don't know, but that's okay. We're just rolling with it
Okay,
because
I said
we're
I have 5 bars.
mompreneurs.
Yeah, I guess I'm in the club now.
Well, we're just used to like shit going crazy. I'll just say it. I'm sorry, that's not trauma informed word. See? Talking to a therapist, I better watch what I say. Okay.
You'll never get in trouble from me, Thursday.
Thank you.
Yep.
I do try. I really do. I wanted
We try.
to ask you what you've got coming up because I know, I believe it's May 3rd, Sip
Yeah,
and Shop.
this Friday. Yeah. So that was
This
another
Friday.
motivation for starting my business, actually, was I am in downtown Atascadero and there's so much going on down here. It's beautiful. It's mainly female owned businesses, a lot of them. And so I was always like, I want to participate, but what would I offer? Like, you can have a 10-minute consultation, you can be on my wait list for 4 months. Like, that doesn't feel very participating. And so I was like, okay, if I have like a wellness business, then I can do this stuff. And so I got to participate in the February Sip and Shop, and it was so fun. I met so many people. I served Rowdy Mermaid kombuchas. And so this time it's To Be Honest beverage company, and it's owned by Michelle, and she does CBD infused drinks. And so she really is
Okay.
tailored toward sober curious, people who are alcohol free, and offering an elevated drink option. And so it kind of tastes like a gin beverage, but it obviously doesn't have alcohol in it, and it's very
Oh.
relaxing and soothing. So she'll be pouring.
Oh.
You can buy her bottles, and then my friend Jamie Stewart, she is also I worked with her at the county for years and years and years, and now she has her own private practice, and she does neurofeedback. So if you've ever seen on my Instagram when I have all the electrodes hooked up to my head and I'm doing
Uh-huh.
brain training, she will be offering that at the sip and shop for 15-minute increments. And then anyone who does one with her, she'll give a deal to for additional sessions at her office.
Whoa, that sounds cool.
Yeah, so we're just doing cool stuff. So it's going to be really fun, and we'll also have water because I'm a hydration station. So it's 5:30 to 8 p.m. You can get tickets online at the chamber, or you can get them the day of.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. I love how you're bringing the wellness into that with new things that people, probably come by and say, "What's that?" and
Oh
can
yeah.
experience it in a way where it doesn't feel so intimidating.
Right. And it's neat too because a lot of people are like, I don't want to do therapy. And I'm like, cool, don't do therapy. Do something though. If you're feeling in distress, if you're feeling anxious, if you're having trouble sleeping, like try something. And so that's this one I really like because you don't have to do anything. You literally just sit there and you look at a computer screen with cool graphics on it and you listen to meditation music. And then it's
Oh,
retraining your brain to function more optimally. But it doesn't hurt.
oh.
And you don't have to
Yeah.
talk to her about your feelings. So I think it works really good for a lot of males. I mean, maybe that's maybe I
There
make
you
in trouble for
go.
saying that, but
No, that
yeah,
could be a whole new
I said
market
it.
for you. I said it.
Oh no, she froze.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Oh, that sounds really amazing, actually. We'll have to
yeah,
put a link to all of that in the show notes because
yes.
that sounds like
And it
something
works for kids
everyone
too.
could
So if you
use.
have a kid with like
Sleeping,
ADHD or who's
anxiety, all
driving
the
you nuts
things that
or
we
who's
all
having a lot of
experience
anxiety,
and kind of just push to the side, right?
yep,
Yes.
yep,
So, one last question for you.
sure,
What would you tell since we're on the mompreneur thing, what
yes.
would you tell a mom, maybe in your group or in your community, who is thinking about starting their own business? There you are.
Oh, sorry. Your face froze so funny. It was like, okay, you said
Thanks.
a mom who was thinking of starting therapy. Is that what you asked?
No, I'm sorry. A mom. No, no, no. We all need therapy. I know that. But
If only therapy could be like primary care, where you get assigned a therapist and a primary care provider, and then you can choose to go or not go instead of waiting till you're in complete distress and like at a 10 out of 10 and then trying to find a
yes.
therapist in our community. Oh, I'll add that to the show notes too. I have a referral guide that itemizes
Oh.
all the different therapists and the type of insurance they take because I haven't been taking new clients so that I can build this business. I still have my current clients, but I can send you
Mhm.
that referral guide as well in case anyone is like, oh, okay, I'd like to do some therapy. You can see what insurances each person takes and what their specialty are. Especially, and
Oh
we
my
tailored
gosh.
it towards kids because I used to specialize in
Yeah.
working with kids. And when I stopped
Hmm.
specializing in that because I had two living in my home and I couldn't also see a bunch of kid clients,
Hmm.
I made a referral guide just so I'm not leaving anyone hanging.
Yeah. Thank you for that. I know it's very hard to find therapists. And you're right. It's like when you find a mole that you go, I don't know if that's weird or not. And then it takes 6 months to get to the dermatologist. Like,
Yeah.
that's not helpful. Right.
No, yeah,
So,
most people don't say, I think I might have some emotional distress in about 4 months. Maybe I'll start looking now. Like,
well, I
so
would. I would because
well,
I'm
you're
like
a
that. But
planner. Yeah. Yeah. And you also know the system because you worked in it. And I know the system because I worked in it. But it should be the same as, going to pick up a smoothie that you can just go and get started. But we're
right.
trying. Our
Right.
community is really like we've done a lot in North County to create a clinicians Facebook group. We do meetups, we do perinatal mental health meetups. So, or perinatal
Nice.
professionals meetups. So we're really trying to unify our community up here so that we can provide better access and we all know who other specialists are so that we can make sure if we have someone saying, here's what I'm struggling with, that we can pop them in straight away.
Mm,
So
thank you.
that's near and dear to my heart. I always has been at the county. I was kind of known as someone who Holly's going to know who you can get to, even if I couldn't do it myself. And so I really love having that reputation for the queen of connections, as my group calls
Yes.
me. They're like, ask Holly, she'll know. So
I wonder if it's a Holly thing. I have a very good friend named Holly, and
Yeah.
I call her Sunshine, and she is the one that you go to if you need a
Yeah.
connection or a referral.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
this, like, oh, you know everybody and know exactly where to go. So thank you for
Yeah.
that. I love
Maybe
that
like
about
our
Hollies.
name gift. I don't know how that works,
Yeah.
but okay.
Wow.
So what
But
question were you asking me about moms? Because I totally stole your your line of
no,
thinking.
no, this is, hey, I'm all about this. I was just curious if there was a mom in your community and she came to you and said, I want to start a business,
Her face
what you
freeze
would
is
tell
so
her.
funny.
No.
I love it. It's so funny. Okay, ask it again.
What if there was a mom in your community and she came to you and said she wanted to start a business, what you would tell her?
I would tell her to go to you so that you can help her.
That was, I was not trying to lead with that
I
question,
know,
but
but I
okay.
would. I wish I would have come to you before because the beginning was hard. I was very confused. There was a lot. Private practice was somehow easier to start, or maybe I was just so postpartum fogged that I just don't
Mm.
remember it. I don't know because Jack was 3 months old when I started my
Oh,
private practice, and then COVID hit when he was 6 months old, and then I was like, oh God, what did I do?
yeah.
I maybe
Yeah.
shouldn't have like started my own business, but it was worth it. And then everyone wanted therapy during COVID. Anyway, I would tell them to make a plan first and do a little bit of research and then really think about what their motivation is. If it is that they want profit, if it's that they want a different lifestyle, if it's that they want to be able to be more available for their kiddos, and then just take a little bit of time and do some research. And then once they're ready, get it going because there isn't really a rush. And if you rush, then you might miss steps or you might get so overwhelmed with it that you're not enjoying it. The whole point of having your own business is being your own boss. And so making sure you're good with yourself before you start it because you're going to need to be okay. Like, it's going to be messy at first. It's going to be confusing. You might not know how to fill out some of the forms or who to ask. And so being able to know that you are already regulated, that you're already in a good headspace, and then go for it. If you're chaotic, if you have too much going on, don't start a business right then. Like just wait until you're ready so that you can truly enjoy it and benefit from being your own boss instead of being stressed out all the time.
Yeah, great points. Thank you for bringing the therapy, mental health side
Always.
part into it. Because that's important. We have this idea and we just roll with it and we kind of forget about taking care of ourselves
Yeah.
through the process.
Yeah, and your
Yeah.
business is not your identity. Your business is something that you
Yeah.
do. And so even if your business like fails or you have a rough month or you're not making the profits you wanted to, that doesn't mean that you are not still valuable or that you are not still doing a fantastic job. Like businesses ebb and flow. Like when I first started, I talked to a lot of people who have been in business a long time and they said you're probably not going to make that much money the first 2 years. You're just not. You're going to have to make sure you're okay financially and that your other business is golden because there is startup fees, there is a learning curve. People are not
Yeah.
just going to magically start. You're not going to get 20 people to enroll in your fitness program the first month. It takes time, it takes care, it takes people seeing what you're doing and being able to join. And so that has been very helpful for me that I don't take too much of it personally. If we have a really good month, woohoo. If we have a rough month, it doesn't, it's all still purposeful because what we're doing is something that means a lot to us and is purposeful.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you are changing lives.
I'm
Even one
changing my
life.
own life more than anything. Like the
Yeah.
way that I exist today versus me in April of 2023, like I am a completely calmer, way less attached to the outcome of things. If my house is messy, it doesn't bother me as much. Like I've just been able, because of what I'm doing and being more immersed in the wellness world, I have been able to let go of so many things that used to spin me out or that used to upset me. Or, now the reason I started this business was for being able to be more available for my kids and do more with them. And so it's totally changed how I view them and our home and myself. Yeah. So,
Lovely.
yes.
Yay.
Thank you so much
And
for
now you're
having
giving that to
me.
so many women. Yes. Thank you, Holly. You are
Yes,
such a
that's my
bright
message
light.
is take care of yourself so you can take care of your kiddos because I did it wrong for a good amount of time of just giving and giving and giving until I would crash, until I would completely burn all the way out or have a weird autoimmune type symptom, or you know how it goes. You just go and you
Oh,
go, and
yeah.
then you run out of steam, and then you have to claw yourself back out of that hole, instead of saying it's okay that I say I'd like to take a nap. It's okay that I don't say yes to every single thing. I'm not, this is a marathon. Motherhood is a very long endeavor. And we treat it
Yes,
as
it
though it's a sprint, and that yes, we say yes to everything and volunteer for every single thing and bring all the treats to every school function. And you don't have to. You don't have to. Like, it's okay. Your kids need to see you taking care of yourself, not being a martyr.
Woo!
Woo!
Great.
I said it. I'm dropping the mic. That's it. That's all we
That's
got.
it. And thanks for joining us.
And goodbye.
Well, and it's so true. And we are not told that. We are not told that at the beginning of motherhood. Shoot, I wasn't told that I was going to bleed for like 6 weeks after having my first baby. You know,
Yeah.
they're just things that nobody tells us. And so it's refreshing, and we need
Yeah.
to hear it more of
Yes.
it's okay.
And
It
that's
is
what we
okay
do at
to
our
say
fitness
no.
program too, is like you're never going to get your body back, and you shouldn't. Like, your body will always be different because it has gone through something extraordinary. It has ebbed and flowed and changed and stretched and then compacted. And so the goal is to accept your new body and be gentle with it and be kind to it, instead of trying to force it back into a place it's not meant to go again. And that's why we have a female only fitness program, why it's in like a private location, so we can do bridges and hip thrusts without being in a man gym, and where we can talk about at the beginning of the workout, how are things going for you, like what are your intentions, not just get your body back, get a six-pack. Who gives a shit about that? Like, like, we want to feel okay, and we want stamina, and we want to feel healthy,
Healthy.
not just a certain weight, or like that.
Yeah.
So that's, and I feel like, because Kendra and I both didn't get that message so much, or because we were so swamped when we had our babies, like, we feel so purposeful about sharing that with other moms. Like, just be easy on yourself, be gentle, don't overdo it. Like, just
Yes.
whatever rest and nourishment and care you can get, that you can take from others, take it. Don't be, I'll do it myself. That's not the way it's supposed to go.
Did you all just feel that when Holly was talking? I just felt like a like a calming in my body of, oh my gosh, it's what we all need to hear. Yeah, and do. Thank you. So Holly, where can people find you online?
Okay, so my website is www.embracewellness805.com. I'm on Instagram, embracewellness805. I started the Mom Walk Collective ambassador for Atascadero, so that's linked on my Instagram as well. And then my office is downtown. It is right in between Pho and Black Sheep, so it's right on Entrada.
Yeah. Fantastic. Yay. So everyone go check out Holly. I love following your Instagram stories. You always have such good stuff on there. Like, oh, I need to get to the health food store and get that and get that and get that.
Oh yes, I love, between Gather and Harvest. I'm just obsessed. They've got such good stuff. It's a little bit expensive, but it's worth it. And that's my last thing I'm going to say is, I used to be so strict about my budget and about what I would spend, and now I have recognized you can invest in your health, or you can deal with it later, and it's honestly going to cost more when you're not well and having to go to all these doctors and get yourself out of a hole. Like, being healthy, feeling well, feeling energized, it's worth it. So,
Yes, I agree 1,000%. So
yes.
thank you for what you are putting out into our community and helping so many women. I love it.
Yay. Thank you for
Yay.
having me. This was really fun.
Yeah,
Woo.
absolutely. Anytime. You can come on anytime and
Oh,
I'm sure there are a
wonderful.
thousand things we could talk about.
Oh, I could talk all day. Yeah.
Me too.
Yay. Well, thank you
All
for what you're
right.
doing. I love that you're taking the time to ask these questions, and your business is so awesome. I share your business all the time with my
Oh,
mama clients who are also have their own businesses. So,
thank you. I
yes.
appreciate that. It does take a village, and lifting each other up and supporting each other, that is the way, I
Yep.
believe.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We're all stronger together.
That's right. Thank
Yep.
you, everyone, for joining us. And, check us out next time for our next Truth Talk.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye, my dear. I don't know.